It seems to me that an essential ingredient to the solution of this problem is open communications. We somehow, some way, must find a new and a creative, an innovative way of communicating these kinds of problems to our publics. This, I think, calls for new approaches and new procedures. It calls for the establishment of a rumor center where we could at once get the answers to our problems, or the answers to questions, or the answers to accusations that are made, without having to depend on secondhand information.
They wanted me to get in the car and drive them wherever they said, and I told them no. So one of them said, let's just come on in the house and I won't hurt you. And they wanted to know if I had any shotguns or anything, and I told them no, but I did have, of course. And then I told them they could escape if they go back toward the woods. And I figured maybe the highway patrol could catch them down in the woods. So this other one, the youngest one, decided to stay at the house with me. But the one with the gun went on to the woods. So I tried to be calm, and I offered him some coffee and donuts. But he wanted me to sit down and talk to him. And he wanted me to get him another pair of trousers because his were almost ripped off. And I told him I would. So he asked to use the bathroom. And the only thing I knew to do was open the back door and run.
What were you thinking about most of the time while you were out there running?
Helicopter.
Helicopter scare you much?
No, you just had to lay down a creek to get out of his way.
Stay in the creek much, or how did you, what areas did you run in?
Just a creek.
You ever hole up in any of the houses along the way?
No.
Did you threaten any people that you held hostage, the woman that you went into her house?
I don't know anything about that.
He took his gun and he threw it out in the pasture. I told him to jump down, and he did. Told him to put his hand against the wall, and he did, and then I handcuffed him. That's about it.
Were you ever afraid, since he had said that he would not be taken alive by any law enforcement agency man, that you might get shot?
No, I wasn't afraid, because I saw him throw the gun away, and it's my understanding he just had the one. Of course, I watched him. I had a shotgun on him all the time. All the time.
We've been working on these kinds of problems for some time now. You know, this last summer we worked on a curriculum program that will improve the situation. We've been working for some time in an attempt to further integrate our faculties. We've been working on new textbook materials. We now have a proposal from our Director of Information that suggests an operation such as I've described be set up as soon as possible.
Since 1967, we have been trying to project the 12 years ahead in our educational program. We called it Project 1978, then 79, last year was 80, this year is Project 1981. It's a plan whereby all of the various component parts of our school system sit down and make their plans and objectives and goals for the next 12 years. On this basis, you see, we think that we ought to know what we're trying to turn out when a child enters the first grade. 12 years later, what should they have been exposed to, what type of activities and experiences. So we set up in each area of our entire program, instruction, business, administration, and at the administrative level also, even the superintendent's office, curriculum office, all facets of the school's program, what we plan to do and our objectives for the next 12 years.
Colonel William Speir, the director of the Texas Department of Public Safety, has ordered highway patrol units to spend a minimum of 1 hour a day on driver's license checks. This morning, in 37-degree weather, Patrolman Bob Dougherty, Archie Blackwell, and C.J. Hellman manned a blockade on Highway 303 just east of Fort Worth. Soon, a line of cars was formed on the side of the road. These unfortunate drivers had no driver's license. The DPS estimates there are 400,000 unlicensed drivers in the state of Texas. Last year, 9.6 of all fatal accidents in the state involved drivers who had no license. The Highway Patrol has offered to aid any municipality in the state in similar driver's license roadblocks. Meanwhile, the driver's license officers are conducting schools in Tarrant County for adults over 18 years of age. It's hoped that the increased emphasis on safety instruction and law enforcement on our state's highways will make our highways happy ways instead of death ways. From the Department of Public Safety headquarters in Handley, this is Art Sinclair reporting for Channel 8 News.
Well, it'll be a quieter and pleasanter place. Relieved of busybodies rushing around everywhere to do good and only making trouble.
Is this a kind of an isolationist attitude?
It is in some ways.
We should mind our own business and
yes, it is in some ways, yes. We need to abandon the policy which I would call, kindly let me help you or you'll drown, said the monkey, putting the fish safely up a tree. In other words, a lot of people don't want the benefits of our kind of civilization.
If we continue as we're going now, where do you foresee the United States ending up?
Nowhere. There won't be a United States in the year 2000 if we continue the way we're going. It'll be a barren, eroded country, a desert.
Is there some kind of practical, concerted action that can be taken?
Yes, concerted action is less action. Quiet down. Stop this perpetual agitation to go somewhere. Get the future, see? The future is nothing but an abstraction. There is no future. this moment tomorrow's edition of the Dallas Morning News. It doesn't exist. You can't have it now. So we